Guys, well, I am back out here at this amazing lake. It's so beautiful. Look at how green the grass is, blue the sky is. The water's just amazing. The ducks are having a good time. I'm having a great time. So I had another amazing breakthrough yesterday. So thank you, Nizz Skywalker, for you know what? Actually, I was thinking that you should maybe change your name to include isness because, and I forget who it was who said that, but I watched a video on it this morning and I was like, isness, that's the business. Isness is the business. It is what it is. Like, that's why I have it tattooed on my arm, and I totally forgot about that. I got that tattoo because a friend of mine, a really close friend of mine for a lot of years, he helped me grow at a time in my life in leaps and bounds and deeper understanding and about a lot of things. But he did teach me about it is what it is, and I forgot. And it's tattooed on my arm. Yeah, that's me. Anyway, so the breakthrough that I had yesterday was really awesome. So, Niz, you had brought up in one of your videos, you used the term lack consciousness. And I'm like, lack consciousness? What is that about? How does that work? What does it feel like? Like I couldn't pinpoint that down within myself until yesterday. So, I'm have been a little strapped for cash. We have did this house remodel and I've got to pay off that big bill. And anyway, so I had said, okay, well, I can always go back to my old boss. He's always got some kind of work that I can do, and it's really good money. And he quit drinking, which is great because I'll make him a lot easier to work with. And I even called him. But then I realized that if I do that, I'm actually going backwards. And the reason why I was doing that was because of lack consciousness. Now, I've been like painting and I know I've got something really cool. Bless my grandmother for passing down the creative gene. And bless whatever guides turned me on to painting because yeah, it's I am so excited about it. So, like, here's the thing about lack consciousness. Now, I can just push through and keep on painting and just have that manifestation feeling that this is going to be successful and provide abundance for me, or I could step into that comfort zone and go back to what I know, which would be completely going backwards. And I'm so glad that I decided not to go yesterday. And even just to say hi and have dinner. I mean, we worked together for 25 years. We're friends also. But that would have been where that would have been leading is, hey, can I work for a couple of days or whatever? Just to put some cash in my pocket, and it would have detracted from, especially at this point in time with the energies the way that they are and everything in transit the way that it is, all the planets and the moon and everything like that, which I am not an expert on. Bless all of you who do those videos because they help me tremendously. So letting go of lack consciousness and letting go of past modus operandi, okay, that has been like what I've been experiencing at this point in my transformation process is letting go of the comfort zone and stepping into the energy of something new, which has been absolutely fantastic. So keep pushing through it, guys. Fear is an illusion, and the comfort zone has not always been the comfort of abundance and the comfort of, most of the time it hasn't been comfortable at all. It's just what we're used to. So I also wanted to talk about communication. So I'm a big communicator. I'm a good listener too, believe it or not. But yeah, sometimes as my friend and my ex-husband pointed out to me, or the ex-husband pointed out to me a couple of days ago. Sometimes I can kind of know it all, and I need to just listen more, just keep my mouth shut, whether I know it or not. So I'll work on that. But anyway, communication's a big thing, and I think it's a huge thing that, as far as in this whole transformation process. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that in the what I've noticed, okay, about, I gotta love this little bruise right here. What I've noticed about a lot of these ancient texts is we all know that they were written at a time when the oppression and suppression of any kind of feminine anything was uh, abound, and so a lot of these myths and ancient texts, and this has all been a very patriarchal type writing system, and a coded one at that. So, we've all been in the process of decoding, and which has been fantastic. It's been extremely enlightening. But I think that a lot of these texts definitely are missing the divine feminine narrative. Um, and kind of like the process of transformation, even like in the Fool's Journey, I think that there's a patriarchal process that works great for guys, maybe not so great for women. And so, or it needs to be interpreted by women. Now, maybe this is not a new idea. Maybe this is going on out there and I just don't know it yet. But I think that I know that in the process that I've been going through, it seems to me that it could have been, well, it's worked, but it could have been an easier road, an easier, sweeter, more feminine road. I don't know. Anyway, so again, and also with communication. Okay, so I had a great conversation with Jen Fisher, and she's got an amazing gift. And I think it might be one that I share with her as well, and I've actually had for a lot longer than I even realized. And I think that a lot of women actually have this gift, and I think more of us are probably stepping into this gift now more than ever. And that is a gift to activate the heart. And we were talking about activating men's heart, and which is a great thing because I've been doing a lot of thinking about how that whole dynamic in the divine feminine waking up the divine masculine so that they can step into their true warrior spirit, and vice versa. The divine masculine waking up the divine feminine, again, in an easier, much more gentle way than the Fool's Journey, but we'll let that go for now. So it's part of the journey, I guess, regardless. But anyway, so I was thinking about like this whole activating the heart chakra in men. Now, I know in my experience, I've definitely done that, from decades. And I think that's part of what makes my relationships with men the friendships that they are. Whether part of a lot of what's happened in that regard, though, has been that they certainly weren't ready to reciprocate love. It activated their heart chakra, but I'm sure a lot of you guys can probably relate to, what is that feeling? What do you do with it? I'm not ready for it. What's going on? And I definitely see that happening. So, one of the things that I can share with experience as far as not being able to identify what feelings are. When you don't feel for a very long time, it's hard to identify what it is that you're feeling and then to verbalize it on top of that. So I think that, if anything, this is just to say that I get it. I get that process that you're going through. Um, I think one of the ways that could really help men work through that is by communicating about it. Um, Probably not with guys though. And you know, I don't know, maybe there needs to be more stability going on across the board for men and women alike before we even start having these conversations. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But I think that communicating about it, even if you don't really know what it is you're feeling, just talking about it, and hopefully people are mature enough to be able to deal with it. That would be the big kind of question, you know, the maturity question. I think that in a lot of ways we're all still very much like children, especially when it comes to our feelings and, you know, working that out and finding balance. So, anyway, I think that's all that I have to share. I really mostly just wanted to share about the whole just letting go of the past thing, letting go of that lack consciousness. You know, what does that look like? How did that work for me? And for me, it was just stay the course. You know, don't go backwards. You know, trust and believe in the abundance of this new venture that I have going on, and just go for it. And really, I suppose that is kind of like the childlike, you know, heart mind with anything that we're doing. Just go for it. If it's it really, there is no such thing as wrong, right? Right? There is no such thing as wrong. And I mean, well, you know what I mean. It's all a part of it. It is the beauty of the design. And you know, you taking that leap of faith and just stepping forward and going through that next door that's opening, it can be scary and daunting, but it can also be extremely exciting, extremely empowering, um, extremely wondrous and childlike. So anyway, I hope you all are having or had a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will leave you with the lake until next time.